Welcome to Blake Street Banter, where one of us knows what the word banter means. The other two are just along for the ride. Eli, what's up?
How we doing?
We're doing all right. We are joined by Austin Emener. What up, big dog? How you doing?
Doing good, man. Good to see you guys. Let's talk some ball. Always good
Yeah,
for it.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's been about a year. It's almost like exactly a year in since the last time we talked, and you've did your rehab. You've gone back on the fields. Cade Denton, friend of the pod, family of the pod, fantastic dude, Cade Denton. Do you have a story about Cade? Give me a funny story about Cade. I know there's got to be something there.
Man, yeah, okay. I got a decent one. I got a good one. It's throwing him out there a little bit, but there was one time out in Fresno, sort of later in the season, and Steve Solis was trying to find Denton because he wanted him to come in the game the next inning, and we all looked down there, and Denton's not down there, so naturally everybody's freaking out. We're like, all right, we got to figure out where Denton is because he's not in the locker, or he's not in the dugout, and he's not in the bullpen. So where is he at? And Steve looks at me and he goes, "Why are you still standing there?" And so I have to go sprinting back, trying to find him in the hallways and everything. Sure enough, he's heading back from the locker room. He had to grab something real fast, but that crisis avoided because I had to go find him somewhere in the locker room. But everything ended up working out. I think he actually ended up getting the save. Nice clean inning. That's how he does it. Time after time, man.
That sounds very Cade-esque. Like, hey, we're just gonna make everybody freak out a little bit, but it's gonna be fine. I'm going to just lock it down and just relax. At least it's gonna be okay.
He's always a trip, man. He's a good guy.
Yeah, he is. He's been great. He threw himself out there. Nature calls sometimes. Absolutely. I'm glad you use it responsibly and not a different way. But yeah, I what would have happened if you didn't find him? What if Cade doesn't show up? What does Solis do? And like, are you?
I don't know. Man, that bullpen was so good. You could have thrown anybody out there. You could have trusted them.
Yeah, that was what, 24?
Yeah, 24
right?
season.
Yeah, there were some dogs. So yeah, you're a year into it. I know last time we talked, you were like in the middle of your rehab, doing all that. Let's relive it a little bit. What was the injury? How much did rehab suck? Where are you at now going into 2026?
Yeah. I blew out, fully tore my UCL, tore it in half. I had to get the full reconstruction, got the full wrap, replacement, the internal brace, got everything done. Really pretty much the real deal. It's, they pretty much just reconstructed everything in there. But, super thankful to Dr. Kane, the Andrews Center down in Birmingham. They did an amazing job. I feel great now. Rehab was long. It was a long time. There were some good days and there were some rough days. But you got to learn to go with the ebbs and flows of it. That's one of the main things that I learned. But I had so many people helping me out. Back home here. In the early stages, and I had a group in Macon that helped me out. Then I had a group up here in Buford that helped me out. They did an amazing job. And then obviously when I came out for spring training and the rest of the year, the staff there, Arnaldo, Miranda, Will, they all did an amazing job. I hold myself to a really high standard. And sometimes that comes with some unrealistic goals. And sometimes I got a little unrealistic with the rehab process, wanting to get ahead of myself a little bit. And they eased me into it. They kept me in check. I know I probably wasn't the easiest to get along with some days, just because you want to get out there so bad. You want to get back out there with the guys. You want to produce always, the best abilities, availability, so it's all, you always want to get out there as fast as you can. But, I really didn't have very many setbacks at all. A lot of guys have to struggle with that. I was really blessed that, everything went pretty smoothly. And I feel great now, just ramping up, getting ready for the season. Got my first bullpen, I think next week, either the end of this week or the start of next week. So looking forward to that. It's just really nice to touch the mound again. Going just about, I think I touched the mound again at 9 months post-op, 8 months post-op, something like that. Going that long, it's been a while since I went that long without pitching. And you got to have some reality checks in there, where that you got to make sure that doesn't become your entire life, but it's just good to be back on the mound again. That's the main thing.
Yeah, you talked a little bit last time about the mental side of the game and how important that is for you. So I just kind of wanted to ask maybe a two-part question here. And, one, you mentioned how failure is such a necessary part of becoming a better baseball player. So obviously I wanted to touch a little bit on just the adversity you've been through in the last year and how maybe that has helped you become a better professional, or maybe, exactly how that's affected you. And you also talked a bit about how part of your process was not allowing the bad baseball days to come home with you. So, as you got into the dog days of PT and, like you said, not touching the mound, was that something that you really had to focus on as well?
Yeah, absolutely. It really is. Failure really is such a big part of it. And, going through the rehab process and going through those rough days where there's some days where I'll be honest, you don't even want to go into the field because every day kind of feels like you're doing the same thing. And, you take it day to day, and every now and then you feel worse than you did before. But you got to embrace those days. And that's a struggle. I really struggle with that, or I struggled with that in the beginning. Kind of drove me crazy for a little while. But you learn to deal with it. You don't live and die on each day. You just got to make sure that you're staying on that road for the most part. You wake up the next day and you try and work harder than you did the day before. Really just sticking to that process and trusting the people around you. And I had great people around me, and they kept me on that train, in the weight room, mobility wise, stability wise, they all did a great job. And then the other half of that, there were some days, you really you take the brace home with you, you're stuck in that brace at home. That presented another struggle, where some days you're just like, you can't even, like there were days where I couldn't even pick up a fork to eat with my left hand once I got out of the brace. You gotta relearn all this stuff. They moved my ulnar nerve. And part of that comes with, a little bit of nerve damage and trying to relearn how to just do the daily life, do all that stuff. So that does come home with you. But you got people around you that are going through it with you. Ryan McMahon, Jake Madden, seeing Weatherly go through it before me, McCade Brown going through it. All these guys that are going through it and having success now. It makes it a little bit easier seeing these guys that you never want to see somebody go through it, but when you have somebody helping you along who's like, dude, it's going to be all right. That makes it so much easier.
Yeah, especially when somebody's gone through it and doesn't feel like you're on an island, and it's there gives a little bit more weight from somebody who's gone through it before. Whether everybody means well, but sometimes it doesn't hit like it does from a McCade Brown or a Sam Weatherly, so to speak. So yeah, that's huge. As I'm not an athlete, but as I'm starting to get into fitness a little bit more, and some of the things that you kind of talked about, just kind of the mundane and the working through stuff, is there ever a part like the sucky part that you just kind of enjoyed a little bit? And like my thing is I hate stretching, I hate yoga, but I'm really enjoying like my Sunday afternoons where I get to just take a 25-minute stretch and go, yeah, this is just a time to reset and kind of like stretch out and get all the stuff that sucked beforehand, whether it's life or the working out and all that. But I've learned to actually embrace some of the stuff that I've never liked in 30 plus years. Is there something of this process that you were like, yeah, I can continue this, I can keep this with me, this is part of me now?
Yeah, absolutely. At the very beginning of all this, when you're not it you have that realization where it's like, okay, I'm not throwing for a while. Like, I'm having surgery, all this stuff. Like, you're like, oh man, like I'm gonna have to completely relearn how to throw, like all this stuff. And I'm talking to my parents, and I remember one phone call with them. They told me, well, you have to relearn how to throw, but you also you get to relearn how to throw. You get to relearn all this stuff. Like, you get to learn how to throw twice, really.
Yeah.
And you look at it that way, and it doesn't really seem all that bad. I've been hammering away with mechanics with with the guys here, with Brian and with Zoe and all the guys that I'm training with back home. We're working out the kinks, all the stuff that'll make me a better pitcher mechanically, and with fundamentally, all that stuff. It'll turn me into a better pitcher. It'll turn me into a more efficient pitcher. It'll turn me into a more powerful pitcher. So you kind of learn to embrace that. And really you kind of embrace that, where it's like, okay, it does suck, but like I'm working towards this goal where it's like, I'm going to get back to where I was. Like, it's not going to stop me. It's just slowing me down a little bit. I'll get back to where I was. I'm confident that I will. I'll work hard at it. I've got the right guys around me, I feel like. So, there's nothing that's stopping you. You just learn to embrace it.
Yeah, and just keep going with it. So you had to learn to. Is there changes to the arsenal that we're adding to it? Like, I know you were working on the curveball last time we talked. Maybe did you learn something new? Like, did you just add like 15 vertical inches to a changeup or something? I don't know what that means, but
I've talked about it with Brian and Zoe, and with some of the coordinators from last year. And we do think that we're going to add a slider of some sort, or maybe a cutter or something like that. I need a bridge pitch that I can show, because it kind of seemed like in scouting reports later in the year, right before I got hurt, it seemed like some of the left-handed hitters were kind of laying off the sweeper. They would kind of see it out of the hand, and if it's not starting in a certain spot, then they're just completely spitting on it out of the hand. So we will add a couple of pitches. I'm always good for that. I always love learning. I always love, the more pitches you have, the more you throw the hitters off, the more they have to be aware of. So we will add something lately, especially this off season. It's mainly about recovery. The first ramp up off of Tommy John surgery is usually the hardest. Usually takes a little bit longer to get that arm going again. I'm to be fair, like, I'm finally starting to feel like myself again, where I can wake up and I don't have to do like an hour and a half of stuff to like finally feel like my arm's kind of, moving the way that it feels like it's supposed to. I wake up and I feel more normal every day. And you think about it a little bit less every day. And that presents a certain freedom that, when you can not worry about it as much, you can focus more on adding stuff, to your pitches. But right now we're just honing in on the three that I have: the fastball, the changeup, the sweeper. All three of them, I'm pretty confident in them. Willing to throw them in any count. That's the main thing, just being confident in them. And I'm looking forward to adding a new one. Really kind of when the season starts, I think we'll probably start working on that.
And as you continue to kind of expand on that, obviously there was a lot of turnover in the front office and around the organization this offseason. So I wanted to ask, how exciting is it to kind of be surrounded by new pitching philosophies, both with coaches in the front office that, may give you a better idea of what may play for you, and just a lot of guys like Matt Daniels obviously spent some time with Driveline. Just guys that have historically leaned into the analytics?
Yeah, no, I'm super excited about all that. I'm super grateful to the last administration, all of them. They're the ones that drafted me. Super grateful to all of them. I've learned so much from them. Super excited to learn from the new guys. From Matt Daniels, drive line background. I love learning all that stuff. I'm still learning a little bit. Kind of starting to figure out exactly what all the numbers mean. I had a broad knowledge of that kind of stuff when I was brought in. Super excited to learn from what they have to tell me. I just can't wait. I try to pick up on stuff from everybody. Everybody that I'm around. I just assume that there's something that they know that can help me. If it's not right now, it's down the road. Every pitching coach, they've been around it for probably twice as long as I have. So I'm really excited to learn from all of them. I think it's going to be great. I think the direction that they're headed, I think it's going to be really, really good. I'm really excited for the future.
Can you confirm or deny or not talk about it? Have you received an email from Michael Lorenzen about his pitching camp that he's holding at spring training to teach you how to throw one of his 9 pitches that he's got coming in?
I cannot confirm or deny. I need to check my email.
I might just made it up, but I also might have heard it from somewhere else. But just the way you were talking about like adding new pitch arsenal, adding adding a new pitch and adding more to it. I was just thinking of Michael Lorenzen, and he was saying in his presser he's got like 8 pitches now, and he's 10 years in the league, and he's serviceable. He's going to get that gold card here in a little bit when he's done, and that's dope as hell. And it's just like, all right, he's got 3 different fastballs, he's got 2 different sliders, he's got all these little things in it. I'm sure you would just bite at the bit to get a little bit of that knowledge and just to talk to Michael Lorenzen, which as a Rockies fan, like, this is crazy. Like we just brought in a free agent pitcher to kind of lead this charge that we've never really had as Rockies fans. And so I don't know if that ever trickles down into the organization all the way down to you. Like, is there a sense of excitement with that? Am I just making something up? I don't know. How does these kind of signings like a Lorenzen and a Matt Daniels kind of mean to you as a player in the organization?
No, it's huge. It's really exciting. I mean, every new face brings a new perspective. Everybody's got different backgrounds. Everybody's heard different things. A guy like Lorenzen, he brings so much experience into the locker room. Even if I'm not in that locker room, I'm always trying to find ways to learn. Even if I'm able to stop him in the hallway or something during spring training and just pick his brain about something, it doesn't matter what it is. He's got something for me. Best example I have is just a couple of days ago. Robleski was out here for a bullpen, and I was throwing a changeup to him, and he was like, "Hey, I kind of got out in front of a couple of them, and they started going high and not really the profile that I was looking for." And he just gave me a cue just off the top of his head, and I tried it and it worked. So that's something that you got in your back pocket now. You always pick up on that sort of stuff. Dolander, he's always around. I'm always picking his brain about stuff whenever I can, whenever I see him. Always just getting new perspectives, asking questions. All that stuff. It's, they never turn you away. They're always willing to share, and that's always great, especially as somebody trying to learn all the time, that's really valuable. You can't put a price on that.
Yeah. The candy. Do you still take candy around with you all the time? Like, you're like, hey, I got a bag of candy. I got a nerd cluster, especially with Doe's a nerd cluster guy. Do you just like, hey, let me pick your brain for 5 minutes. I'll give you 3 nerd clusters.
You know what? That you just gave me an idea. Bribery every now and then. I think it's probably worth it. I think it'd probably be worth it. I might show up day one with some of those, pick his brain.
You never know.
I made a really strong commitment this summer with the strength department about cleaning up some of my diet and eating healthier, trying
No
to
more candy.
myself a little bit better. I still, every now and then I got a little piece of candy with me somewhere, but no, I try to lay off that stuff a little bit more. You got to fuel your body the right way, especially with recovery and everything. Recovering from surgery, that was a big deal. Avoiding the wrong foods, making sure you're hydrated. Man, it's hot out there, especially in the summer. It's crazy. But no, they did a great job with that for me, But yeah, no, I'm definitely showing up day one, asking them about the slider. How you throw it, man? The bag's yours.
Trade me some nerd clusters for a slider tutorial. Let's get into some questions from the chat here. Luke, thank you for hanging out, Luke. Thanks for visiting Austin. Who are some of the pitchers that you like to watch, either when you were growing up or currently watching now?
Yeah. All right. So growing up, I loved watching Tim Lincecum. He was so much fun to watch. David Price for the Rays, man, so much fun. Julio Teheran for the Braves back in the day. I watched him carry a no-hitter through like the 7th. That was crazy. I thought it was going to happen, but man, he was so good back in the day. I think my favorite growing up was probably Clayton Kershaw. Man, I mean, just that lefty hook, dropping it in there night after night. He won an MVP, right? I mean, what pitcher wins an MVP?
Yeah.
He had an insane year. I mean, those years were crazy.
Cy Young, MVP. Yep.
He won an MVP.
2014.
How many pitchers win MVPs, man? I mean, just watching him growing up, like begging my dad, like, please let me watch the rest of the game. Like he's gone through the 7th. He's got like 60 pitches. What do you mean I'm going to bed? No, like I'll do my homework. I promise. Just let me watch this.
Yeah, I'll do it when the other teams when the Dodgers are hitting. Let me watch Kershaw pitch. Yeah, no, those are good ones. The Julio Teheran was a great name pull, and watching Tim Lincecum was an electric factory.
Gosh, he was so good, man.
Dontrelle Willis, the Dontrelle Willis before Tim Lincecum trained too. I loved watching D-Train do his thing. Are you playing any video games in your free time? Any music that you're currently listening to?
I have been grinding Arc Raiders lately.
I have heard this is the second time I've heard of Arc Raiders, and it's all been in the last 6 hours.
I have been grinding Arc Raiders. Me and the boys, we've been getting topside, man. It's a fun game, I try not to put too many hours in there. Dad, he keeps me in check, man. You get lost in that game every now and then. You look down and it's been 3 hours and you're like, oh my gosh, I've been playing. I need to go be productive. Like I need to go touch grass. But no, man, that's been a lot of fun. Music, I've been on like a 70s kick lately. I've been listening to a lot of Eagles, a lot of Pink Floyd, a little bit of Led Zeppelin. I listen to everything, man. Country, hip hop, old school hip hop. That's what dad raised me on, 80s, 90s. I listen to all that stuff.
Do you have any of the boys in the Rockies organization playing Arc Raiders with you, or are you just playing with your boys from home, or what does that look like?
I'm usually playing with some of my guys from some of my friends from college. I think the other day I saw Stu Flusland online. I think I saw him there. I actually need to text him. We need to run it sometime. But yeah, no, I'm usually playing with my college guys. A lot of times that's just my way of keeping in touch with them. Some of my best friends are from college. I'll always love those guys. That was one of my favorite teams ever at ETSU. I had such a great year there. But yeah.
Yeah. Is Arc Raiders like the new Halo? Is the new Call of Duty as I age myself?
I guess kind of. Call of Duty's kind of fallen off a little bit. I hate to say it. I play a lot of the show, especially in the off season when I'm missing that competition. It's always good playing the show. You get your real 99 card. You get to go in there and try and some dude's hitting home runs off of me, and then I end up rage quitting. So I go right back to Arc Raiders.
That sounds very MLB The Show-esque. Last time I played it a few years ago, I was like, this game is way too hard. I'm not.
Oh, yeah. No, it's impossible. I have no idea how people are so
crazy.
good at that game.
I don't either. Has playing other sports, thank you, Noel Champ 9677 for hanging out with us. Has playing other sports helped with rehab, mentally or physically? Are you like ever throwing a lacrosse ball or a football or doing anything like that?
Yeah, I love throwing the football. Throwing the football is I think it's a good way of taking a little bit of stress off the elbow. It's always a good way to warm up the arm, especially on a cold day where you're not really trying to put too many throws on the body. But you're trying to get the arm ramped up. That's one of my favorite ways to get going. When I was going through PT and all that stuff, and I couldn't really start throwing, or I could be throwing, and I couldn't really be playing yet. As soon as I was able to, I started hitting the range again for golf.
Nice.
Still not all that good. It's really less of golf and more of hide and seek with the golf ball. But I'll get that nailed down. It's a process as everything is. But man, I can't hit it straight, dude. I can hit it far. I can't hit it straight. I don't know what it is.
I don't know what to tell you, dog. Golf sucks. Golf is like MLB The Show in real life. I've never been able to figure out. Sometimes I get in a groove and it's like, all right, I got these 2 holes, and then like I know one hole sneaks up and it's like, no, you're done. You're back to being terrible. You're not doing this.
Yeah, there's always that one hole every round that you play where you play lights out, and you remember that, and you're like, oh, I got to go back. Like, I got to go play again. Like, I remember how much fun it was. The other 16 or 17 holes were not all that fun, but that one's bringing you back.
Yeah, but golf is the one sport you can play now and when you're older, and you can just light it up when you're 65 with all the boys just smoking cigars on the golf cart.
That's exactly how it is.
Driving it down the middle. Yeah, that's awesome.
Just out of curiosity, I know you're talking about football. You obviously grew up in the thick of SEC country. Are you a Dogs fan? Did you grow up a Dogs fan? What does it look like, come September, October out there in Georgia?
I'm gonna catch some flack for this, man. I'm a Florida State fan.
Oh,
cool.
So my dad, he was born in Kentucky, but he grew up in Florida. So my whole dad's side is from down in Florida. So we're Tampa Bay Bucks fans. I'm getting into the Lightning a little bit, but we're Bucks fans, and we're Florida State fans through and through. We had a rough year this year, but we're gonna get them next year. We're coming back, man. We're coming back.
Yeah, that had to have been tough in Georgia.
Oh my gosh,
especially when you grew up like that. That was tough.
Yeah, and I mean, Georgia's had a lot of success recently, and man, I swear, I don't. It's not Georgia itself. It's the fans. The fans get a little bit too big for their britches every now and then. Drives me a little nuts, but it is what it is. That's what you get for being an FSU fan down here, man. It's just how it is.
That sounds just like Michigan fans. Michigan football fans up here are ruthless. They are terrible. I'm a Husker fan. Grew up in Nebraska, and so anytime I get a chance to go to a Nebraska game at Michigan, it's like, all right, let's do this. But every time I go, it's a terrible experience because the fans are just jackasses. Very similar to Boulder fans and CU when Big Red went out there back in the 90s. Right. Couldn't even go without my mom. Like my mom needed to go there, so I was safe.
And rather be dead than red, brother.
Stupid. No. Have you learned Spanish? So the last time we talked was you're trying to learn Spanish, trying to just keep your mind off of things. You're volunteering, get back into the faith thing as well. But how's the bilingual stuff going?
I'm getting a little bit better. I'm still on the Duolingo thing. I'm still doing that. learning a language is tough, man. I mean, I gain a lot of respect for the Latin guys that just speak fluent English. I'm like, dude, I don't understand how you do it. Like, I mean, it's tough, but it's coming along. It's coming along. We're getting there slowly but surely.
What's the first line you're dropping in the clubhouse?
Oh, que lo que, how you doing? Yeah, I swear, man, I can't wait to see some of those guys. They crack me up. Man, those some of those rough days, man, you go in, you see them, they're always in a good mood, and you just can't be in a bad mood around those guys. You just can't. There's too much energy, too much good energy, too many good vibes. You just can't be down around those guys.
Yeah.
As a guy who's got obviously some family background in basketball, obviously your sister, and I think if I remember correctly, you said your dad and your grandfather are basketball players. I don't know if you play at all, but I'm going to ask you, if you could build a 3v3 team, you can't include yourself. You got 3 guys you're going to play pickup with in the org. Build me your team and tell me what's going on there.
All right. We're going to roll with me. Oh, I can't include myself.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can. Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
We're going to go me. Man, I can't remember. We were actually doing this in the in the PT room with everybody. I think it was I think the teams were me and McCade. It was me, Brownie, and Coop, Isaiah Coupe.
Yeah.
And then the other team was I want to say LeBaron, and gosh, who was it? McMahon, and who was the last? Oh, Brendan Hardy, I think was the last guy. The hypotheticals went crazy. We were at each other's necks just about talking about it. I think we got it. I think we got it down. We got Coop at the point. We got Brownie down low. I'm definitely wide open for the 3 in the corner somewhere. Dad taught me to be a shooter. That's the one thing that I got down. I think we got it down for sure.
That's fun. You're going against some length though. I know Hardy's long. LeBaron, he's got to be as well.
Oh, I got them, man. I got them. It ain't no worries, boys. I got them.
Because, you're 6'4". I know our boy Hardy is 6'4"-ish as well.
He's a little bit shorter than I am.
Yeah.
Hope he doesn't see this.
We're going to have to get, he's 6'4".
Oh, we'll throw them all down to McCade. You got 6'6" down there. We'll be sending.
Dude. You just drop it on down. Man, I can pass the ball. Are you kidding me? Just a nice little bounce pass down the block. He's got it wide.
Yeah, McCade is sneaky tall, isn't he? Yeah,
he's
LeBaron's 6'4".
Big dude.
Yeah, okay. That could be fun. Yeah, I remember Noah asked the boys at the Rockies clubhouse that a few years ago, and that was contentious. It was fun. It was like when Nolan Jones was on the team. It was like Nolan Jones. There was some big reliever out in the bullpen. And that was the names that kept coming up. I remember Trejo's name came up a lot. I guess Trejo can ball a little bit as well. So your sister still being a dog. Can you beat your sister 1-on-1 in basketball?
I think I got her. I've got video proof. Crossed her up. I've got her. I've got video proof. I've still got it. She could 100%. She can hold her own for sure. She's got that footwork down. I swear, every game I watch, she's getting better and better and better, and it's just more natural for her. She's a baller. But yeah, I think I kicked the rust off a little bit. I think I probably got her.
You got a new UCL. You're ready to go.
That's right, dude. I got a robot arm pretty much. It's automatic.
Right?
Can you dunk? Have you ever been able to dunk?
I think I've got it right now.
Okay.
I haven't really been trying just because I don't want to
seems like a liability.
A bad way to go down.
Austin Emener goes down trying to dunk a ball.
That phone call to Forbesy where it's like, hey man, I fell and I broke my ankle. He's like, how'd you do that? I was playing basketball. I do not want to make that phone call, so I'm staying away from that. But I think I could. I think I can.
Yeah, we'll trust you on it. You heard it here first that Austin Emener can dunk it, but we are not encouraging him to actually prove it. It is okay. Do you have any questions for us? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, how's the podcast going? I mean, it's got to be a pretty exciting off season with all the change and everything. I mean, you guys got to be pretty excited about some of the changes and the direction for the future. We got some new pieces, especially. I mean, a lot of the draft guys are looking good. I mean, Charlie Condon's looking great. I got my eyes on some of the new draft guys. Holiday, Baloo, those guys are looking great. I mean, what do you guys think? You guys excited or what?
As a fan, this is the most excited I've been going into a season in a hot minute. I plan on watching more Colorado Rockies games than farm system games, which is to say a lot. Like I love watching the farm system. I love rooting you guys. But it's like, all right, we got some pieces working. There seems to be a sense of a plan, which it never has felt like that as a fan for a long time. It's like, all right, Paul came in. This is what we're doing. We're going to get some people in. We're going to collaborate. We're going to share what this is, and this is what we're doing. Like bringing in Michael Lorenzen wouldn't have happened ever. And so like bringing in a guy like that is great. Willie Castro, I'm a little iffy on the signing of a Willie Castro, but the free agent signing of Willie Castro is a game changer. Like it's a proven commodity that makes your team better. That's fantastic. I can only imagine what the draft looks like. I mean, there's some dogs in the system. I'm big on JB Middleton. I really like LeBaron Johnson. I really think he can come into his own as well. And there's some other guys there's some sneaky guys. Give me Aiden Longwell on my team any day of the week. Like, give me all that. But now there's new blood. There's new systems in place. Like you talking about Driveline, and that's going to be a thing that you get to do on the constant. That gets me excited, and I'm sure you feel it there as well. And Eli can maybe speak a little bit more as boots on the ground. He was at FanFest on Saturday. I'm sure there's a little bit of a buzz there as well. But right now, it's exciting as a fan.
I'm with you for the most part. It feels like there's a direction. It feels like we have a palpable direction. There's an understanding of what's happening in the organization, that everybody is committed to moving the right direction. I think what got me most excited from being boots on the ground, just in some of the Q&A stuff and even the media session after, is it's noticeable that last year left a really bad taste in everybody's mouths, and people are motivated to turn this thing around and take the necessary steps to do that. Whether, that takes a year, that takes a couple of years, everybody is committed to moving in the right direction and, turning this thing around. That was the theme. Is we just I think Hunter Goodman just said, as a guy in the locker room, you see that, you got to think to yourself, that can't happen again. You can't let that happen again. So it was cool to be around and just really feel that energy and that mindset from everybody in the organization.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think you guys hit on a lot of good points there. I mean, top to bottom in the org, I think everybody is really, really working together very well. Already, I think we're all clicking. At the end of the year last year, once everybody was done and we kind of started instructs, and I was still out there trying to get some innings in, trying to compete a little bit, and we had the new draft class and everything. Shave came down for I think a couple weeks, and he was very vocal about the work ethic that he wanted out of us every day, the direction that he wanted to see. And really the teamwork and the execution on the little things that he expected out of us. And I think that's really great. I love that kind of stuff. If you can't do the little things, then you can't do the big things. So I think all that's great. As far as prospects go, I mean, we got so many guys. I watched everybody out of the draft class, this newest class, have success in the fall. Zach Harris throwing well, Brady throwing well. I can't name all of them, but they all look great. They all have so much projectability. I think from top to bottom, all of us are really working hard to produce at every level. That's what's expected of us. Forbes is very vocal about that, where he wants championships from every level, from the big leagues down to down to the ACL. He wants production and he wants to win. And obviously we all do too. There's no room for failure. That's, well, you learn from your failure, you don't repeat it, and you move forward and you work towards that next win. And I think that's really, really important. And I think that's the direction that we're headed in.
Yeah, it's cool to hear you say Shafe went down and spent some time. Like, I don't know if I would expect the big league manager to come out down and do that at Instructs. I don't know if that's a normal practice or not, but that seems very Warren Schaefer-esque from what we get to see. Is like, we're going to grind, we're going to work hard, and we're going to just put our feet on the ground and do what we need to. But it is the whole organization that needs to make it hit. It can't just be, the top Charlie Condas and Ethan Holidays. It has to come all the way to the 17th round picks and all the way through that carry your squad. And nobody's more special than the other person, and it's all got to start somewhere. I think establishing that culture is huge. I don't know what the culture was like. You don't have to speak on it before, but it never felt like that was trickled down from top to bottom, where now it kind of feels like, all right, this is going to be sprinkled in all the way down. And it's, again, just exciting. As somebody that covers the minors and talks to you all the minor leaguers, like, it seems like that's good for everybody involved, and making that happen and make that a reality and having a plan to do that just makes it 10 times better.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're 100% right. Shafe's a great leader. He's super easy to get behind. He shows that he cares. He's very vocal about what he wants, and he expects you to meet those expectations, and it's very fair. And that's really easy to root for. I'm jealous of the guys that get to be in that dugout every day with him. I want to get up there because he's awesome. Like, just being around him is it makes you want to produce just that much more. You always want to, but just being around that kind of guy is really cool.
Yeah, it's a game changer. Yeah, it's a game changer. All right. Any more questions for us? What do you want from the pod? What do you want from us to support the guys, the fellows, the minor league fellows? Anything else we need to do better?
Great job. You guys do a great job.
Always get better.
Reaching out to me during the rehab process, man, following all that stuff. You guys are doing great. You guys, the support. Even when I'm not on the field producing, showing that support where it doesn't go unnoticed. It really doesn't. I can speak for everybody. We really appreciate it. You guys are doing awesome. I follow along. I follow the show. I tune in when I can. It's a good time, man.
All right. We'll keep doing that. Yeah. And then again, that's always been the goal. You guys are always kind enough to share your time. The least we can do is support you and get your name out there, and just, again, support you with it all. It's that's something I'm really happy that we've been able to build at BSB and go beyond with that. So that's cool that you guys all see it. Eli, anything else for the good of the cause?
Yeah, one more for you, because I know you and Cade are boys. We've asked Cade this twice, and he couldn't go 4 for 4 when I talked to him. Maybe it was a month ago now. Trivia question I like to ask is, are you able to name the members of the Blake Street Bombers?
The Blake Street Bombers?
Blake Street Bombers.
He said that like he's never heard it before.
Oh, man.
They need to do history lessons for you all at Instructs or something.
Dude, I could growing up, I remember the Tulo and the Cargo days and the Jimenez days and all that stuff. I don't know if I could name the Bombers. Was Larry Walker?
That was one.
You there?
Maybe Todd Helton?
No.
There's
4 guys total. 4.5.
Walker. Man, I'm embarrassed. I'm having a tough time with it.
One has the nickname Big Cat, Venezuelan. Pretty sure he's Venezuelan. That's gonna be a name drop. Yeah, if you're saying when I was younger and you're watching Tulo and those guys, it's gonna be too hard to go back.
Hey, come on now, man. Wait, what can I say? What can I say? Those are the guys I love watching those guys.
Dude, Tulo was insane.
Tulo, I mean, good gosh, those guys were so good.
Yeah,
watching Oberg, all those guys.
Yeah, those runs were so much fun. Playoff baseball was fantastic. Give them the names. Give them the names, Eli.
All right, so for next time, so here's the expectation is that you do better on your second time around than Cade did, because Cade's had 2 shots at it, and we are not 4 for 4 yet. So just keep it in the back of your mind. So you got Larry Walker, and there's Dante Bichette, Vinny Castilla, and Andres Galarraga.
Oh man, I should have known those.
And you probably you'll see Vinny around every once in a while, I'm sure too.
Yeah, definitely. He's probably going to call me out for that if he sees this.
We might have to clip it now and just tag him in it just every day.
Hey, I will do better next time. I guarantee you that. I 100% will. Those names, they slip my mind, but I do know of them. I couldn't name it off the top of my head, man.
They should create a little monument, a Mount Rushmore of sorts at Salt River Fields with just those 4 heads on it. Just a little throwback.
Yeah, no, they've got a bunch of pictures up on the walls on the hallways. At Salt River, they've got all those pictures. They got Marquez up there. Arenado's up there. Tulo's up there. Cargo's up there. I think they got Ubaldo Jimenez up there. I think Aaron Cook's up there somewhere.
I have to have Cook up there.
Yeah, man, a lot of ball players, man. Todd Helton's up there everywhere. I mean,
oh yeah. Yeah. Charlie Blackman will be up there soon. Yeah. So join us next trivia night. We're going to do it once a month. So just join us trivia nights and you get some Rockies in. That could be a fun little spring training thing, Eli. We get some of the boys on.
Yeah.
The friends of the pod, get you guys on, do a little trivia action again with you all, and see who can beat, like a little Austin versus Cade and Hardy, and get all you guys back on. That could be fun. That could be something.
Good. I'm always good for that.
Yeah, because you guys don't do anything in the nighttime at spring training anyway, right? You guys just all hang out the B&B and.
Oh yeah. No, it's just as soon as you're done for the day, you head on back. Maybe you hit the golf range for a little bit, but you head on back. You cook dinner and you just take it on to bed. Maybe watch an episode of Game of Thrones or something. I've been binging that lately. Watching that for the first time. It's
first time watch.
First time. It is crazy. I have no idea what's going to happen. So somehow I've avoided spoilers for 23 years, but it is crazy.
It's that old. I remember live tweeting my first watch all the way through. I think it was during COVID, so nothing was going on. I was like, all right, I'm just going to live tweet this. And there were some things that were like, there's no way this is happening. I'm jealous when people get to rewatch a few shows for the first time or get to watch the first show the first time. And Game of Thrones is one of those. Like you watch it the first time, it's like, holy shit, this is incredible.
Yeah. Every single episode, I'm like, I have to watch the next one. I have to. I don't have a choice.
So instead of doing that, let's do something healthier. Let's do some history lessons. Let's get to know the Rockies organization. So maybe we'll get in touch, throw it out there. I know Hardy will be down.
100%. I'm gonna be ready for it. I'm gonna be ready for it this time.
Let's run it back in like a month or so. We'll do a trivia night. Eli and I will work on it in the back end. We'll send some invites. We'll figure it out. Austin, thank you for hanging out. Have fun. Keep doing your thing. We got you on our end. You keep doing your thing on your end, and go do cool things.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate it. Always a pleasure to be on the pod, man. It's always great talking to you guys. Really looking forward to spring training and all this stuff. It's gonna be a great year.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun to watch you again. Let's do cool things. Thanks, man.
Appreciate it.